tiny dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real when we watch the sunset over the castle on the
Welcome, everyone. My name is Dee Beatty. I'm Vice Chair of the Belgrade School Board. Welcome to everyone. On behalf of the trustees of the Belgrade School District, we want to welcome everyone to this event. It's been quite an unusual year. The seating here, looking around, it kind of reminds me of the attendance at the Grizz football games the last couple of years. So, sorry, Paul. We want to thank everyone. What an amazing class to go through everything that they've gone through. So thank you to Mr. Kelly for helping us through this pandemic. Wadad Cruzado for what she's done to offer this stadium to us. The parents, the staff, both classified and certified. Everyone, I know I'm missing some. The business community in Belgrade has been wonderful, so thank you very much for everything you've done. Now, if everyone would stand, gentlemen, please remove cover as we salute our flag. Students, stay seated, please. I guess, yeah, don't remove cover. Stand, students, if you would.
Belgrade has this wonderful and unique tradition of welcoming back every year to graduation those people who were in the senior class 50 years earlier. This year, due to the COVID-19 restrictions and the altered graduation plans, the class is not present. But I would like us to recognize the class of 1970. 50 years ago, on May 26, 1970, 50 students graduated from Belgrade High School, the largest graduating class up to that time. Their graduation ceremony was held in the high school gym, which is now the auditorium. Here are 3 things about that class. 15 of the 50 started first grade together with Mrs. Heck and Mrs. Kittams and were in Belgrade schools for all 12 years. Their highlight of their 4th grade year was something that many had never experienced. It was the traditional train ride to Livingston on Amtrak. They didn't get to ride back, they had to ride school buses back. They continued their traditions, and commencement speaker of that year, 1970, was a member of the 1920 Belgrade graduating class. The class of 1970 graduated into a world filled with insecurity, just as today, and uncertainty. Now, 50 years later, we recognize the class of 1970. The class list is too long for me to read each one, but you would recognize many of their names. I just want to ask, is there any member of the class of 1970 in the stands? Stand up and wave if you are. Seniors, do you see anybody? Okay, I don't see anybody, so class of 1970, you have not been forgotten. You will be invited to celebrate with us next year when things have returned to normal and we can continue our traditions. We will welcome home the class of 1970 and 1971 along with the graduating class next year. This is a graduation we'll never forget.
So we will have 4 speeches today. We have 2 valedictorians, 2 salutatorians, a valedictorian, and the commencement address. The first speaker is Sarah Marshall, one of our salutatorians. Sarah, come on up.
Windy. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today and for everyone who is watching from home. My name is Sarah Marshall, and most people know me as a soccer player, a crazy basketball player, a perfectionist, and a girl with wild hiccups. Since soccer is an extremely important part of my life, I would like to talk about how a high school is like a soccer game. Before a soccer game, I get excited and nervous all at once. I think that's how many of us feel before starting high school. We don't know what the future holds and how successful we will be. Once the game starts, there will be many ups and downs. It's so satisfying to slice a smooth pass through the defenders. It's like receiving a perfect score on an assignment. If I score a goal, it's like receiving a perfect score on a test. However, even if a pass or a shot is on target, it's still possible for it to get intercepted by the other team. I can relate this to feeling accomplished on a school task, but not getting the desired score. Not everyone will agree with you or believe in you, but you can't ever let that stop you. You have to believe in yourself and get after that next assignment or fight for the next 50-50 air ball. I've been beat many times, but it's not about the outcome of that one tackle or that one math competition. It's about your reaction. Some factors are out of our control. We can't stop the coronavirus, just like we can't stop rain, sun, or wind in a soccer game. We can either let our circumstances define us or make the most of the situation. Use the wind to help you curve the ball, or learn to sew because you have to do something while being stuck at home. I have personally rekindled my love for reading. Hence, I have read 24 books and counting. Speaking of books, in soccer, you have to follow a rule book. Some of the rules are frustrating. For example, being offsides. Can't the ref just see how much faster we were than the other player? As annoying as some rules may be, we have to abide by them, just like we've had to listen to our teachers and our parents, even if we didn't always agree with them. High school and soccer have taught me respect and when I should and should not speak my mind. Have there been times when I've gotten a little too fired up on and off the soccer field? Of course, no one's perfect, but now I feel more confident in how to uphold myself after these 4 years full of learning. One of the most important lessons I've learned is the value of hard work. The other team may be more skilled or cohesive, but the hardest working team always has the possibility of winning. Sure, you can accidentally score an own goal and ruin all of your hard work in a blink of an eye, just like you can fail an assignment and see a grade quickly plummet. Fortunately, a mistake that seems daunting in the moment can be overcome with perseverance and kindness. Just like your teammate should support you after you accidentally scored on your own team. Your friends, family, and teachers have supported us all through our failures. We must have done something right if we're here today graduating. Speaking of relationships, they are what really have made high school meaningful and memorable. I may not remember every soccer game, but I will always remember my teammates who were there for me through thick and thin. Man, if my friends and I can get through that freezing, raining, ferocious game against Bozeman, we can get through anything. Also, we need to be thankful for our supporters. All of the parents and fans on the soccer field mean the world to us players. Just like our parents, siblings, and friends and teachers are our own cheerleaders in the game of life itself. I couldn't be more grateful for everyone who has stood in the rain for me, literally and metaphorically. Now, at the end of each year and the start of the next, we all had the opportunity to regroup and decide how successful then the next year would be. This is similar to halftime in a soccer game. You can either get your act together, become complacent, or give up. Whether or not the final outcome is a win, tie, or loss, a valuable lesson is always learned. Whether or not you see high school as a success, failure, or just okay, there are many key takeaways for our futures. For example, by playing soccer since I could walk, I am able to apply these skills to college soccer. Furthermore, by going to school since I was 5, I am able to go to college feeling confident in my academic abilities. We have all accomplished so many things in our own unique paths. Right now, we can feel giddy with joy with the exhilaration of a gigantic win, earning a diploma. I think it's the best feeling in the world, having a medal placed over my head and holding a trophy after winning a tournament. Those 4 games were a race to the very end, but we just crossed the finish line of 4 years. 4 years. Although I do miss how fit my 14-year-old body was compared to my 18-year-old body. Whether or not you're an artist, a musician, a gamer, an athlete, a worker, a writer, an academic success, someone with a bright smile, or you have a cool haircut, you have so much to be proud of, and you're immensely valuable. The final whistle of high school has blown. It's time for us to start our next adventure. No matter how you roll the ball in your next phase of life, go forward, kicking and pushing with all of your might. Class of 2020, congratulations and have a great night. Thanks. Okay.
There you go. Ready?
Yes. Thank you.
Put that under your chin.
Okay, thank you.
Our next salutatorian that we have, Cassidy Howard. You want me to hold?
It is actually a lot worse up here. Okay. I'd like to start off first by offering my sincerest and most heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. Additionally, I'd like to thank the staff at Belgrade High School for giving us the tools that we needed to prevail in the face of adversity. I have no doubt that we are all prepared to do great things, whatever they may be. I am so proud to be graduating alongside the rest of my class today. I've racked my brain for things to say to you all today. For a long time, I wasn't even sure if this speech was happening. That's why last week, after a minor breakdown regarding the fact that I had not even begun to think about starting this speech, I Googled how to write a graduation speech. I was met with around 120 million search results and immediately felt very overwhelmed. This is the first graduation I've ever attended, and I had absolutely no idea what a graduation speech typically includes. However, I did know that I wanted to make sure that my speech wasn't full of cliches. I think that's why I clicked on an article titled "List of Commencement Cliches to Avoid," every cliche to ever exist popped into my head. Pretty high up on this list was the opener, "Here's the secret." I wasn't planning on including that, mostly because I have absolutely no idea what the secret is or even could be. So I checked that one off the list. Another item on this list was the phrase, "do good." I decided I wasn't going to tell my classmates to do good. They're sensible, strong, educated people. They've already done good and will continue to do good. So there's another cliche successfully avoided. The last cliche to avoid that stuck out to me was the phrase, "this I know to be true." Upon reading that, I thought to myself, I know several things that are true. I've spent the last 13 years of my life learning things that are true. For some reason, my thoughts kept coming back to one specific phrase that I thought I would share. For Christmas this past year, I was gifted a small magnet. If you ever had Miss Nelson for Honors English 2, AP English, or Creative Writing, you probably know the little magnets I'm talking about. It's a 3-inch by 3-inch square with a quote that reads, "Courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow." Since I received it, that magnet has stayed on the fridge and served as a gentle reminder of my strength when it pretends to be weakness, and of my courage even when it looks like fear. For those of you whose family members don't share the same affinity for inspirational quotes as my mother does, let me be your reminder. If any of you thought that you weren't courageous, you've proved yourself wrong just by being here today. I didn't want to talk too much about COVID-19, but it's quite difficult to ignore a global pandemic. My heart hurts for all of us because we were unable to participate in the things that we were most looking forward to at the end of our senior year. While we've all had some time to process this new reality, some days are harder than others. The days when I wake up feeling like I was robbed of my last academic Olympics meet, or my senior prom, or watching some of my favorite people in the world play their spring sports, are the days when I turn to that little magnet on the fridge. I say it out loud to myself sometimes, I will try again tomorrow. Looking back on my senior year, I realized that we all shared struggles that don't relate to the virus at all. The beginning of the year forced us to think long and hard about what we wanted our futures to look like, whether that meant applying for colleges and scholarships, researching trade schools or the military, or planning what we'd like our jobs to look like as we exit high school. It was scary. The first quarter, for me at least, was a mix of excitement, fear, and dread. I felt like every decision I made would make or break my future. I agonized over questions like, should I go to the football game or work on my advanced comp paper? I found that the answer was always the football game. The times that stick out to me the most from this past year are the days that I spent laughing with my friends, not the Sunday nights I spent cramming for tests or rushing to finish assignments. The middle of the year, I think most of us can agree, was long and difficult. It was dark and cold, and I found myself sick with senioritis about once a week, maybe more. It seemed like graduation could not be so close but so far at the same time. And we all know how the last couple of months have been. Not the way we all expected, to say the least. So I think it's safe to say that we've all had to show a little bit of courage and a heck of a lot of strength throughout this past year. Google would tell me to avoid phrases such as "the future is yours" and "go forth and conquer," but I'll say them anyway. The thing about cliches, as cliche as they may be, is that they're usually true. The future is yours. It isn't up to anyone, especially not me, to tell you what to do with it. But I hope that when you feel lost or confused or like the future is some gigantic thing that could not possibly be conquered, you remember the quote I mentioned. I'll say it one more time, just for good measure. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. Thank you.
I think it's about time for a tornado. We've experienced every other type of weather. Next up, we have your valedictorian, Yenya Luther. Come on up.
All right, we've made it. We are the class of 2020, and we've made it. And around this time, each year, each graduating class usually reflects on how much they've endured. but I think we took that to a whole new level, right? I mean, we ended high school in a completely remodeled building, played our final season in the highest class division in Montana, spent our final months of high school through a computer screen, and well, I didn't even know if I was going to be standing here today in a graduation in person. Let's just say, in the grand scheme of things, sophomore biology doesn't seem as bad as we thought. But hey, we're here. We're all adorned in our caps and gowns. Freshman year, we all walked into the same building, and here we are, 4 years later, leaving with different memories and friendships. Now take a moment to think of your favorite high school memory. Now this could be a huge moment, like scoring the game-winning point, or not bombing that math final, or even a casual lunch, eating that Crunchwrap Supreme you bought with diamonds and nickels. No matter how big or small, chances are that moment stuck out to you because of the friendships you've made. Whether or not those people were in the moment, they influenced you to be there. They shaped your character, and because of them, you are where you are today. Now, one big moment that struck me was barricading my band teacher's office door with a gross couch. Yes, this is a pretty big stunt, but I don't think there was a single moment where someone wasn't laughing. Everyone was so in the moment we had forgotten that this was our time to raise concessions. Or perhaps those nights spent belting my favorite songs with my friends. I swear I'd go deaf from our singing in that car, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. With all these memories building up, every high schooler dreams of their senior year. This is the year to make our best memories, and yet we're all guilty of counting down the days to this graduation. Yeah, senior year went by fast, and we all knew it would end. But our 2020 vision didn't see this one coming. As we were all coming down with senioritis, we'd never imagined saying the words, "I miss going to school." Over the past months of online learning, of course we didn't miss the actual work part of school. We missed our community at school. Every day I sat down at my computer and went through the motions, completing assignment after assignment. My backpack even stayed in the same place, as I was still optimistic to go back to school. That, or I got too lazy to move it. Anyway, this is when I truly realized the relationships you have are everything you have. I missed my friends, even the small things, like seeing each other in between classes. I would give anything to sit next to my friends while procrastinating homework and then folding it into paper boats. And the hard thing about this ceremony is we're realizing we're about to leave this community of people. We're about to leave all the people that made our best memories. All of these people made us feel at home. And these past 4 years of memory are so much more important to me than wearing this ridiculous outfit and speaking to you all today. But this is my message to all of you. I hope these past 4 years are not the best 4 years of your life. If these end up being the best 4 years of your life, then I'm sorry, because that's called peaking in high school. And if the best years of your life were spent throwing together semester portfolios at midnight, then I don't know what to say. I mean, yes, these are probably our best years of our life up until this point. But that's the thing. We're still 17 or 18 years old. Of course this was better than middle school. The relationships we cultivated these past 4 years yielded what we know to be the best years of our life. Thanks to those people, we will smile every time we reflect on our high school memories. But really, we've been setting the stage for what we have ahead of us. The ceremony is being held to end this chapter of our lives and simultaneously start a new one. After today, we are being released into a new world with new people to rock out to Guitar Hero with, pitch a tent, or even stay up all night playing Minecraft with. Hopefully most of us will be exploring a new world outside the realm of our parents' basement. Nonetheless, I want you all to leave this ceremony in search of your people, because they will make life worth living. And just like that, you'll be adding to your collection of memories. And soon enough, you'll be living the best years of your life up until that point. We will all go through life with the potential to make each year the best. I believe that each and every one of you are capable of this. Now finally, I want to thank you all for making my 4 years of high school worth living. I know, sounds cheesy, right? But I want to thank the community here at Belgrade. I would like to thank my friends for being responsible for the stories that I will be telling my kids in the future. Thank you, class of 2020. You've truly made these the best years of my life up until this point. So finally, I would like to say to you all, congratulations, class of 2020. We've made it. Woo.
It's my honor and privilege to talk to you today, give you the commencement address for the graduating class of 2020. This is my last year also with you all, so we're going out with a bang. I'd like to start off and thank you all for the forks that you gave me last night in my yard. I think I have enough forks for the next 10 years. Won't have to do any silverware cleaning. We got it. Thank you. But seriously, it's nice to see all of you again. 8 weeks ago, I didn't think we were going to be here together to celebrate graduation in person. But with speeches, you got to start off with a joke. So, I'm not really good at jokes, but I've got a good dad joke for you. Did you hear that there was a kidnapping at the beginning of this ceremony? Don't worry, it's okay. He woke up. That's as good as I got. The rest of the speech will go quickly and short. Seniors, this is your day, and I hope that you soak in the time together and celebrate this momentous occasion. If you would have told me 6 months ago we would be ending our time at Belgrade High this way, I would have not have believed it. When I put in my retirement letter at the beginning of February, I thought that I had plenty of time to say my goodbyes to all of you and to the teaching staff. Graduates, this is an important time in your life, and it's the biggest crossroads so far in most of your lives because it's full of so many choices. Will you go to college? Where? What will you study? Will you get a job? Who will you live with? Life is made up of a series of choices and decisions. There are some things that happen to us in life that we have no control over, such as this pandemic. But we always have the power to choose how we are going to respond. When I was a senior in high school, I chose to go to college and study pre-med. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon, make lots of money. But as life unfolded, I found that changing my major to education was the best decision of my life. I found a career that I loved and realized that I could give back to the others through education. I chose something that I enjoyed, working with kids, over money, and I've never regretted it. Sorry. There are 3 types of choices I want to share with you today. The first is choosing to do the good and right thing. Be honest, be fair, go the extra mile. Take the small extra steps each day that others aren't willing to take. Put in more time, more effort, not for the reward, not because anyone is looking, but because it's the best and right way to do things. Next choice that I think we all need to make daily is choosing people and relationships over differences. To have relationship with others, we have to accept our differences. Most of you know I'm a Grizz, but today I'm choosing to say thank you, MSU, for letting us use this stadium, and go Bobcats. It's okay if we don't always agree with someone, but sometimes we need to overlook our differences in order to maintain relationships. I'm not saying to continue connections with anyone who is harmful or dangerous, but I'm saying to work out and accept where you contrast with others. Accept others who do life differently than you choose. The third choice that we can make is choosing positivity and joy. Life is hard. You will go through tough times. And honestly and unfortunately, the hard things teach us much more than any of the easy things ever will. But even when life is difficult, we can choose our attitudes. We can choose to be thankful and grateful daily. We can choose to see the good in the bad. One example from this year, we moved up to AA status, and the wins were a little difficult to come by. But our student section at the games was always loud and supportive and proud. You chose the right attitude no matter what the score was. It's not easy to always choose to be positive, and some days it means being thankful for the smallest of things. But purposefully looking for good leads to finding it more and more. Graduates, I've been so inspired by so many of you, seeing the choices you have made. I've seen you choose friendship over being right. I've seen you choose to work hard to get a better grade, or excel in a sport. I've seen you choose to be honest and do the right thing. I've seen you choose to persevere through an extremely challenging time, and I'm confident that we are in good hands with the future choices you will make. I wish you all the best in the future. Congratulations. At this time, we will have the graduates come forward. Jessica Hansen will introduce each of you one at a time. First row, I will have you stand. We have dots for you to stay 6 feet apart. After Jessica announces your name, come and get your diploma, and then stand over here for a picture. Okay, first row.
Okay. Hi there. Yanye Joy Luther with honors.
Yep.
Cassidy Marie Howard with honors. Sarah Jean Marshall with honors. Jonathan Aguilar Orneos. Aguilar, sorry. Okay, good. Dayla Jordan Anderson. Yes, get your diploma. Linnell Yana Anderson. Gunnar Allen Arneson. Asham. Robert Ayers. Thank you. James Henry Barclow. George Lee Beatty with honors. Brandon Roger Beatty. Paige Mackenzie Bennett. Ariel Elizabeth Burgert. Hannah Pearl Bergstrom. Brooke Ashley Beers. Megan Rose Bittner with honors. Katrina May Block. Okay. Brody Allen Blossom. Peyton Alexander Bondi. Bodie William Bossert. Abigail Rose Bajukis. Jessica Elizabeth Brunette with honors. Connor Dwayne Bowles. Riley Paul Berman. Braxton Vaughn Butler. Briley Allen Cage. Shaman Ariana Franklin Christie. Miguel Dale Fuentes Sanchez. Teeden Nicole Gage. Vivian Louise Ganji. Jason Richardson Gardner. Brendan Michael Gill. Hannah Lingard Gray. Aiden Jeff Grom with honors. Riley Marie Gunther. Juan Carlos Guerrero High School. Tegan Delaney Guffey. Nathan Glenn Hoffla. Nathalia Marie Honor with honors. Hannah Jaden Harlow with honors. Dylan Cade Harrison. Nathan Emery Haycock with honors. Melanie Rose Heacock.
Hi.
James Isaac Neva Ho'okano. Stephanie Michelle Howard. Rachel Maria Michelle Hull. Eliza Faith Jeffries with honors.
Nathaniel Thomas, Alex Jenkins. Lost the card.
Nathaniel Thomas Alec Jenkin. Jessie Christine Jennings. Eve Marie Johnson. Aiden Rose Johnston. Riley Morgan Jolliffe. Madison Marie Jones with honors. Ryan Nathaniel Jones. Nicole Elizabeth Kemp with honors. Matthew James Klima. Aiden Zachary Klomping. Strandvold Roy Knutson with honors. Joshua Zane Conkle. Madison Grace Lalonde with honors. Tessa Joy Lamb with honors. Mackenzie May Lemieux. Andrew Allen Lassiter. Mason Aaron Lasco. Hannah Elizabeth Laws. Haley Jane Lee. Savannah Sari Leathers with honors. Hannah Rose Lineback. Nicole Viridiana Martinez.
It's Gina.
Gina Marie Marks with honors. Taryn Sebastian Madamo. Logan Ivan McCauley. Cody Dale McClure Gunderson. Brittany Ann McCormack. Taylor Marie McCormack with honors. Charlie Melvin McLaughlin. Amber Kathleen Maurer with honors.
Been a while.
Jacob Allen McHenry. Good job. Michaela Ray McKenzie. Madison Mikhail McLaughlin. John Jacob Mears with honors. Good job. Gage Allen Meyer. Madison Miley with honors. Brighton Grace Michek. Sarah McKenna Middleton. Ellie Taylor Molesnik. Blake Matthias Mobley. Erica Marie Mobley with honors. McKenna Raquel Morris with honors. Anwin Haley Mulheron. Jonathan Ray Myers. Olivia Page Nelson. Kyla Lena Ala Natal. Nathan Patrick Arthur O'Donnell. Kyler Dane Olson. Sloan Isabel Orrell with honors. Riley Grace Ostwald. Cameron Gunner Parsons. Julie Marie Pepe. Jake Douglas Peppers. Catherine Grace Pierce. Luz del Carmen Pliego Alcantara with honors. Atalia Monique Pollock. John David Poppy. Sean Cameron Poppleton. Tiffany Marie Price with honors. Canyon Edward Raymond. Reagan Rainier. Shane Ryan Reardon. Hudson Jack Reichert. Jessica Morgan Reichert with honors. Hunter Keith Reisenauer. Noel Jr. Gopilan Reynolds. Robert Keith Lee Ryder. Jaden Sierra Rigby with honors. Raymond Jess Wraithley.
What's up, Hanson?
Tristan Paul Roscoe. Azure Jean Rosenkrantz. Holden Paul Rosenkrantz. William Tell Rothing with honors. Enrique Alberto Ruiz. Coulter Russell. Ryan James Schooley. Joanna Marie Sage with honors. Talon Jeremiah Skinner. Mason Bradley Smiley. Sean Matthew Smith with honors. Shayna Marie Smith with honors. Michaela Ann Snyder. Kennedy Nicole Steinegal. Mackenzie Lynn Strow. Emily Mae Sullivan. Cody Clark Sumner. Cameron James Serber. Grace Angelie Tadvik with honors. Hannah Marie Tolley. Braden Vincent Tuss. Baron Hawk Vandenbroek with honors. Cooper Allen Van Lushen. Owen Warner Vaughn. David Corbett Velasquez. Jennifer Grace Warner. Aspen Lee Washburn with honors. Autumn Ann Washburn. Gabrielle Marie Weber. Logan Everett Wellsby. Mackenzie Lee Whalen. Jackson Jean Whitaker. Lane Carter Wisner. Cameron Douglas Young. Ethan James Zawicki with honors. Cameron Grace Fitch.
Hey, Jessica.
Leilani Cecilia Gutierrez. Congratulations, graduates.
Hold on to your tassels. Just wait. Will the class of 2020 please stand? It is my great pleasure to present to everyone here the graduates of Belgrade High School for 2020. Congratulations.